Every run in DayZ begins with the same horrible question. Where the hell am I? If you haven't put hundreds of hours into Chernarus, it can be quite tricky to know where you spawned. In this guide, I'm going to show you the easiest landmarks to pinpoint your location within 5 seconds of spawning. Let's not waste another second. Here we go. Alright, let's look around. What do we see? An industrial complex with a single smokestack tower. There are a few industrial silos and a railway track right next to it. This place is the Solnechny Industrial, located on the east coast of the map. You can spawn on both the north and the south side. This is not really a popular spawn. There's not a lot to loot, the big cities are quite far away, so you'll often find dead bodies around the bridges. Make sure to check them for bandages and food. If you are not gonna jump off the bridge, I recommend following the road south, bringing us to the next spawn location. A metal tower on a hill is our first clue. If we look down the road, we can see a lone gas station. And off in the distance, we can see Solnechny Industrial again. That means we've spawned on the north side of the town of Solnechny. It's also possible to spawn on the south side of Solnechny, where we have to look for this cylinder-shaped silo and a large orange brick building next to some rocks. There's a barracks right next to that orange brick, and Solnechny has some houses to loot, a well, a hunting store, and an infirmary. After looting this, I suggest following the road west to Dolina. Oh yeah, one of my favorite spawns. You see that police station right there between the hills? And there's a train station in between you and the PD? This is Kamyshovo, a small town on the southeast coast. From the west spawns, you can see the police station and a couple of tiny islands just off the coast. You can see these islands from the east spawns as well, but more importantly, you can see the big island in the east called Skalisti. Skalisti can spawn some great loot, so it might be worth it to swim over and look for a blaze, for example. Now, Kamyshovo is a very murderous town. Especially around the police station, there's usually lots of dead bodies around the well. Drink up, but be careful. And then follow this road and continue in this direction to go land inwards. Okay, do you see that smokestack over there? The tall red and white tower? You can see that from pretty much anywhere when you spawn in Berezino, the biggest city on the east coast. If you don't spawn in the harbor, there's a lot of open fields with a long power line running through. Berezino might just be the unfriendliest spawn on the entire map, so be careful. If you want some tips on not getting killed on sight, make sure to check out my video guide on this. There is a lot to loot in Berezino, and you could have some very decent gear by the time you leave. The only logical routes to take from here is going straight west, or head northwest for the airfield and the city of Severograd. This is probably the easiest spawn to recognize. It has a large, U-shaped harbor with a bunch of cranes and containers. Even if you spawn on the south side, you can still see the top of some of the cranes. This place is Svetlojarsk, but many people just call it Svetlo. It's a really fun spawn because there's a lot to loot, including a large PD, an infirmary and some train wagons. And it's the start of my favorite loot route, where you just keep going west until you reach Tissy. Svetlojarsk is all the way on the northeast side of the map, but there's one single spawn that's even further up north.
Kill me, kill me, kill me! If you don't kill me, I kill you! If you don't kill me, I kill you! Bro. Non, il a sauté.
So, this is Berezhki, a tiny fishing village all the way in the top right corner of the map. It only has one spawn point, so it's very easy to recognize. There's not a lot here. A few houses and some boats, but that's about it. If you don't get killed by another freshie trying to take your apple, you can take pretty much the same loot route as you do from Svetlo. Or you could find something sharp or shooty and hope for a more eventful spawn. There's a bunch of tall apartment buildings on the hill, but this spawn has an even more recognizable landmark. That building over there. It's a hotel in which an airplane crashed. Welcome to Chernogorsk, or Cherno for short. Close to the hotel you'll find a well and some useful places to loot, such as the kiosks, a shooting gallery and a police department. This is currently the most western spawn you can get on official, which makes it very versatile in terms of loot routes. You can head west towards below the airfield and Prison Island, head directly north for the bus station and some smaller towns, or go northwest for the always dangerous city of Solnechny. Whatever you choose to do, Chernogorsk is rarely a boring spawn. On this location, we might see a bridge with a train underneath. If we spawn just a bit more to the west, there's a yellow crane with an industrial site next to it. Officially, this place is called Berezhki, but I don't know anyone who calls it that. We just call it Cherno Industrial, so that's what I'm going with. There's a well next to some houses, but other than that, it's mostly containers. A lot of them. If you go west from here, there's a small military camp up on a hill. From over there you can see the hotel again, and we're back at Cherno. So let's jump off this crane and go somewhere we haven't been yet. Over at this small town, we always spawn close to a road from which we can see a slope. On top of the slope is a railway track. You can see the overhead lines here. That means we are at a place called Nizhnoye, just south of Berezino. If you get the most northern spawn, you could see the Berezino smokestack, but even here it's easier to spot the railway on top of the slope. Oh, and this tunnel is a landmark as well. Nizhnoye has a church, a well, a hunting store and some houses, and that's about it. It's a pretty decent spawn from which you can go west towards Polyana or head north to Berezino if you want to take a risk. Another thing to keep in mind is, oh shit, there's people here. Let's go and take their loot. Okay, I didn't even need their loot. We're gonna go to the final spawn now. Behind us is a small island with a lighthouse on it. However, the most important landmark here is that church on top of the hill. We have spawned on the east side of Elektrozavodsk, also known as Elektro. When we spawn on the west side, we will see a large open field on a gradual slope, and you will always have eyes on these orange brick industrial buildings with a concrete fence around it. Like Chernogorsk, Elektro is a big city with a lot of loot to find. Make sure to check the police department and the military tents, and go north from here to find a summer camp, some more tents, and eventually the town of Nizhnoye. Now, I know I said this was the final spawn, but there's actually one more. I have no idea what it's called, and it's just 3 houses next to a road, right in between Cherno and Elektro. From here, you can choose to go to either of these cities, or head directly north for the town of Pusta. You should now be able to recognize your spawn location immediately, saving you valuable time every life. This is a skill you'll use on every spawn, so if you want more practical DayZ guides like this, consider subscribing to the channel. Good luck out there.